Hello, I'm Mukala Kabongo, and on this edition of the LCTV News, Girls Inc. receives award, North Shore Community College to erase student debt, Lynn Senior Cookout, and more. And on the Lynn Lowdown, we spoke with Neil Whitbridge and Anthony Coleman of Diverse People United about Occupy Wyoma Square. Here's this week's LCTV News for Thursday, July 1st, 2021.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Columbia Insurance Agency, serving the Lynn community for over 60 years with home, auto, and business insurance.
Earlier this week, the Girls Inc. were awarded the Literacy Leadership Award. The award was part of the 10th annual Celebrate Literacy Day. This was the first time the Girls Inc. were given the award. On September 1st, the Girls Inc. will receive 85% of the funds during the Celebrate Literacy Day event. Girls Inc. Executive Director Deb Ansorlean says the Girls Inc. are grateful to be the recipients of the Literacy Award and will use it towards their literacy program for their elementary-aged girls. North Shore Community College will be helping students erase student debt. The college will use $1.2 million Federal Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund to provide relief to students who have been impacted by the pandemic. Students who are enrolled in credit, degree, or certificate programs from March 13, 2020 through spring of 2021 will be eligible for relief. So far, the relief has helped 503 students. 60% of those students are students of color and 58% are female students. The school has already awarded $2.7 million to students affected by the pandemic. A man has been charged in the shooting of a 15-year-old girl last Friday on North Common Street. 23-year-old Michael Tate was arrested shortly after accidentally shooting the victim in the torso. The victim is expected to survive, according to Lynn police. Tate is being charged with assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, carrying a firearm without a license, unlawful possession of ammunition, and discharging a firearm within 500 feet of a dwelling. Early Tuesday morning, 3 men were shot on Arlington Street, according to Lynn PD, shortly after midnight. Lynn PD responded to 24 Arlington Street, where they found 3 men suffering from gunshot wounds. According to Lieutenant Kimmick, 1 man was shot in the leg, another in the arm, and the third in the stomach. The victims are expected to survive, and the incident remains under investigation. Yesterday at the DMAX YMCA, the City of Lynn, along with the Lynn Senior Center, hosted a cookout for senior citizens. LCTV spoke with Director of Elder Services Chris Gomez about the festivities. Yesterday at the DMAX YMCA, the City of Lynn, along with Lynn Senior Center, hosted a cookout for senior citizens. LCTV spoke with Director of Elder Services Chris Gomez about the festivities. Lynn seniors reconnected at the DMAX YMCA for a day of food and music.
Yes, well, we're doing a senior cookout for all the seniors of Lynn. We haven't been able to congregate in a while, so I want to do something big for the seniors until we have a senior center.
Director of Elder Services Chris Gomez, along with community leaders, were able to pull off the event ahead of the July 4th holiday.
I want to do something because they enjoy July 4th cookout so much, so it was a quick process, very quick process. Initially, I was trying to do it outside, but I was getting like kind of a hard time. So then I went to Andrea, and she was like, "Tell me what you need. You can do anything here you want for the seniors." So I was like, "Great."
With the pandemic greatly affecting senior citizens, this was a good way to help build new friendships.
It's extremely important because, a lot of them been isolated for so long, and that can cause depression and a bunch of other things. So an event like this is huge for them because they can reconnect with old friends, make new friends. They get to meet me, and something positive for the community and the seniors.
Overall, the joy the seniors got from being around each other was a beautiful sight.
Oh, they were super hype and amped when they found out about this. They couldn't wait, so they're waiting for any event I do now. So I'm gonna try to do stuff on the more regular until we have our own place, here and there. And this is great for them. I mean, there's so many. The outcome was great. We have a lot of people here. A lot of people came to help, and it was just a great thing for the city.
For LCTV, I'm Mukala Kabongo. Last Friday, the Lynn Museum, along with Grindhouse Production, put together Arts in the Park, a showcase of local artists. LCTV was in attendance.
Yo, welcome here today. I go by the name of the one and only PSA, and I'm showing mad love to everybody standing out in the park. We got some art, it's going down, the sun's out, it's not dark, ready to spark. The spliff of the microphone lips is what I'm spitting so quick. I know you're listening, so step on in.
Hip hop in the park, where it started. It started out in the park, started out in the street, and we out here showcasing hip hop culture to the rest of the community, right here in the Arts and Culture District.
So we have a bunch of artists recording the songs from Kashi, Aditi, Paranom, who's closing out the event. He's an absolute Lynn legend. It's just a good time. A lot of artists out here, and everybody's connecting and just bringing the love finally after COVID,
See about all type of violence and dumber moves. I'm up in and out feelings in other moods. Out of my hoodie, my pants, and my running shoes. All black attire, don't know who is coming through.
What we need to do in Lynn is integrate the art and the music together because both of those things are very powerful in Lynn, and we need to pay attention to them more.
I think it's long overdue. I think it's really important. In a lot of cities, it's great to showcase the art, but we really have to pay homage to the artists. The artists, they're the gatekeepers of truth, and they're the ones that really attract people to downtowns. They attract people in general. They entertain, but this is life for a lot of people, so it's good to see people who put their heart and their soul into it, that really do this for real, for their life, to really get the respect for that. That's really important.
And before I knew it, I realized how much I love being comfy, wearing all black, and why? Living the four pillars of my body.
I've always tended to be the artist, the person that wants to listen to the artist who is from my community, who's from around the corner, who's just as talented as the guy who has 100 million views on YouTube, but I can actually shake this person's hand and have a conversation with this person.
Hip hop is definitely not something you can fit inside of a box, so if it's not for somebody, we hope that you maybe just respect that it exists and keep it moving, but really we hope people will get drawn into it and really want to stick around and learn more about the culture, hip hop culture in particular.
When I say rec shop, y'all say movement, and yo, it's rec shop. Rec shop. When I say grind, y'all say house. Grind. House. Grind. House. When I say Nick, y'all say it's dope. Nick. It's dope. Nick. It's dope.
Now for the sports update. The St. Mary's baseball team has punched their ticket to the Division II Eastern Mass Championship game after their 2-0 victory over Masco in the Division II North title game on Monday. Freshman pitcher Eric Bridges pitched a complete game, striking out 7 batters while only allowing 4 hits and 2 walks. Terrence Moynihan led the charge for the Spartans offense with his 2 RBIs. The Spartans are heading to the Eastern Mass Division II title game against Hopkinton. The Lady Spartan softball team season came to an end Saturday afternoon as they fell to Amesbury 3-2. Pitcher Lily Newhall once again was outstanding from the mound as she struck out 8 batters. Newhall allowed 3 runs. Amesbury pitcher Alana Delal pitched a complete game in the victory, striking out 7 batters and allowing 1 run. Laura Celia's 2-run single would give Amesbury the 2-0 lead. The Spartans would tie things up at 2 apiece in the 6th after an error by Amesbury. Olivia DeLong would hit the walk-off single in the bottom of the 8th to send Amesbury to the Eastern Mass Championship game. The Lady Spartans finished the season with a 20-3 record. Congratulations to Lynn English Lady Bulldogs late Rosie Chang, Maddie Lorino, and Nia Sams on being named Greater Boston League All-Stars. Lynn Classical's Sailor Brinkler and Ava Thurman were also named GBL All-Stars. Chang was also named to the Boston Herald All-Scholastic team along with Maya Bergdorf of St. Mary's. In boys basketball, Kanye Wavezwa, Lou Rivera, Aaron Vizcaino, and Ademide Badmus were all named GBL All-Stars along with Angel Garcia and Jaden Thornton of Lynn Classical. Badmus and Rivera were named to the All-Scholastic team, while Badmus was also named MVP of the Greater Boston League. In football, Lynn English had 4 players on the GBL All-Stars roster: Anthony Timmons, Jesse Maggs, DJ Braithwaite, and Nolan Mulkey. Orlando Concepcion, Nico Gallegos, and Marquise Avery of Lynn Classical were also named the GBL All-Stars. Congratulations to all the players. Last night, the North Shore Navigators game against Keene Swamp Bats was postponed due to inclement weather. The game has been rescheduled to Monday, July 12th at 6:35 p.m. The Navigators are back in action today against the Vermont Mountaineers. First pitch is set for 6:35. Congratulations to the Phoenix Suns on reaching the NBA Finals after their 130-103 victory over the Los Angeles Clippers last night to take the series 4-2. Suns point guard Chris Paul had an outstanding second half as he scored 31 of the Suns' 46 second-half points. Paul would finish the game with 41 points to go along with 8 assists and 3 steals. This will be the first time in 28 years the Suns will be going to the NBA Finals. The Boston Red Sox have won 6 in a row after their 6-2 victory over the Kansas City Royals last night at Fenway. J.D. Martinez hit his 16th homer of the season. Down 1-0, Martinez sent a bomb to center field to bring in Alex Verdugo and Marvin Gonzalez to make it a 3-1 game. Up 5-2 in the bottom of the 8th, Hunter Renfroe's solo shot would all but put the game away. Pitcher Martin Perez pitched 5 1/3 innings, striking out 2 batters while allowing only 2 runs. The Sox, now 50-31 on the season, are in first place in the AL East. The 2 teams face off again today at Fenway at 1 p.m. On this week's Lynn Lowdown, we spoke with Neil Whitridge and Anthony Coleman. Here is this week's Lowdown. Welcome to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. We got stuff together, the chaos behind the scenes, but we are here. We are here with Anthony and Neil. Diverse People United are here. They got something going on this weekend. This the second one? The second Occupy Wyoma Square?
Yeah.
The second annual Occupy Wyoma Square this Sunday on the 4th of July. How you doing, gentlemen?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys for dropping in on us. All right, let's talk about this event, the second annual. I remember last year, big turnout last year.
Awesome turnout.
Yeah, just talk to me. Of how you guys got this first started with this idea.
Yeah, the movement was strong last year because of the reaction to George Floyd's murder. And we were big on demonstrations. Anthony and I were just like solo, walking through neighborhoods, yelling, screaming, talking about, Black Lives Matter, gathering people up. And we figured, what better way to do something that would, really make an impact than on the 4th, a day that we observe freedom and celebrate freedom, but in this country we deny it at the same time to so many people, especially Black and brown lives.
And I know, Anthony, the thing with you with this is you wanted to shed light on the history of the 4th of July as far as pertaining to Black and brown people.
All right. What is the it's called Stockholm Syndrome, where the prisoner starts to empathize with their keepers or their caretakers or whatever the case may be. And same thing with slavery, you know what I mean? After generations and generations of mental and physical manipulation, torture, terrorism, there were so many dynamics that fell into this thing. Okay, I read where in the beginning they would take the strongest of the strong. When the slaves wanted to act like they were rebelling, they would take the strongest examples of whatever plantation that they lived in, and they would do something really gruesome to them to intimidate and psychologically terrorize the rest of them. So if you take the strongest out of your group and you like they said, cut the head off the snake and the body dies, same scenario. And like I said, Stockholm Syndrome, we've been celebrating the 4th of July for as long as I've been alive, and that's almost 57 years. And when was the 4th of July ever geared or directed towards us? It wasn't.
Definitely. And now it's such a history lesson for a lot of people just to know that, you know, because as you said, everybody 4th of July, fireworks,
everybody's
barbecues,
gearing
all
up,
that.
got the pork chops ready, the ribs, everything.
But they don't know about the history of that, and it's also fitting because it's coming in right after a couple weeks after Juneteenth. You know, the whole couple weeks after Juneteenth is still a celebration now. What do you guys have in line for this year's event? Speakers or any special things happening with this event this year?
Well, for the most part, we have a couple of returns, people that were very powerful as far as their deliverance. One young man, he's really proficient in like spoken word. He's a beast.
Yeah, Harlem 125.
Oh yeah, he was there last year, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember him.
Yeah.
I'm debating on whether or not I want to read what is the 4th of July to the black man again, or let somebody else take that over. You know what I mean? Just because, first and foremost, as a part of our organization, there's nobody bigger than the other person. You know what I mean? So this is why I'm honestly thinking about letting somebody else read that excerpt from the thing, because whoever delivers it, you know, their style is theirs, mine is mine, and you know, however we can get that message across and really let it resonate with the audience and people that are paying attention to what we're doing, you know, my delivery.
Yeah, well, so we also have Raymond Gaines, who spent over 40 years incarcerated, and right now was just released after some discrepancies in his case. There was some misconduct from previous cases, or I'm sorry, misconduct from investigators on previous cases. They're reviewing that, so he's going to be there, talk about his experiences. We also have Reverend Andre Bennett, who's always, you know, just dropping fire on people.
Powerhouse.
A young woman, Awa Tabayi, from Solidarity North Shore, very powerful, only 17 years old, and always has, you know, something incredible to say, and it's different every time. So we're looking forward to it. We also have more spoken word people, and we're even going to have dancing performance.
Okay. Now, are you guys going to start off from Manning Field just like last year, and then walk over to Wyoma Square?
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting. And the thing about last year's event was so interesting as people were marching in the streets. All the cars that were driving by joined in. They didn't get out the car, but they joined in with the people as they walked, which was a pretty good sight to see, because you hear you read on the news, you read articles, or you look on the news and you see, when you see protests like that happening, you see people on the road trying to act reckless and try to run people over and stuff like that. But with last year's, it was more so the people, everybody was getting involved, people that had nothing to do with it, which was pretty cool.
A lot of people like to feed into the national narrative, you know. Lynn is not, you know, like last year, you know, people were boarding up Stop and Shop and all the kinds of other, you know, establishments. But, you know, we like to highlight none of our demonstrations have been violent in any capacity. You know, we advocate for emotional, you know, for people to be emotional and you know, because that's a therapeutic experience. People should be expressing themselves. But yeah, you know, we're in Lynn, and Lynn is a very diverse place. People understand that. But what else also is very important, you know, because it's so diverse, people take it for granted. So, you know, Lynn is very diverse, but at the same time don't actually understand, you know, what equity is and all those things. So we want to highlight those concepts with this march as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so many. Like, being there last year, there was you just see so many people, even people that were on their porches. It was just like a good unifying thing, and the thing was the boarding up of downtown. That was utterly ridiculous, and just,
Absolutely.
it just shows
Absolutely.
the people that did that what they thought of folks who wanted to demonstrate. But
Absolutely.
But people by nature, in my experience, they're more prone to allow somebody else to step out front and do all of the heavy lifting. And then, like, okay, as you're driving down the street, you see a movement. Okay, yeah, let's be a part of that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like Neil said, the therapeutic value of what we're doing, allowing people to heal emotionally, psychologically through action, and seeing that there are people like-minded. You know what I'm saying? Because my biggest fear as the COVID restrictions started lifting is losing continuity, losing that energy, that connectedness. Just because Trump's out of office does not mean that, you know, systemic racism has just been done away with. You know what I'm saying? These institutions and these practices have been in place for hundreds of years. They go to school to learn how to mentally, psychologically manipulate scenarios and individuals. So we have to, as an organization and as individuals, stay on point in regards to awareness, events, and just maintaining that energy and that connectedness for the individuals that want to see real systemic change.
yeah, definitely. All right, so Sunday, July 4th, you guys are marching the streets. Tell the people the time of the event.
12 p.m. Sorry. 12 p.m. Sunday, we're meeting at Manning Field. We're going to have some speakers, some performers there. We're going to march to Wyoma Square, hold it down for a little bit, where we'll have more performers, more speakers, and we'll march back to Manning Field.
All right.
Come join us.
Also, what else does Diverse People United have in store for the rest of the summer?
We do have our Youth Rising Summit. This is Neil's project, but we are all obviously engaged and involved in it. And, you know, Diverse People United is generated and motivated by the possibility of helping young people. Because at the end of the day, they are the bodies that we want to see real lives change, you know, manifest in and through them. So it's our job and responsibility to educate to the utmost, that as much and as often as we can. We have financial literacy, political awareness. What else?
Well, we're going to have our podcast where we dialogue with people from different views as well.
Yes.
Didn't you guys just have something passed at a city council meeting? Did you guys have?
Yep. So we're part of the LRJC, Lynn Racial Justice Coalition, and we, along with several other social justice organizations, got $500,000 passed in the next fiscal year's budget to begin the implementation of an unarmed crisis response team. So, you know, that is going to be part of fighting for equity and justice, especially in the city.
That's great work there. All right, social media, website, all that good stuff. Please plug that in before we get up out of here.
Yeah.
Diverse People United, DPU. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram. Are we still Twitter?
No, not so much. We need to expand capacity a little bit for Twitter. We don't have the Twitter fingers yet. Yeah. If I could touch on the Youth Summit, just real quick. Yeah. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Youth Rising Summit is going to be civic and wholesome oriented. We're talking about, you know, Black history, talking about taking care of the self-identity, and bringing that to the community. And the idea is you can't take care of the community until you can take care of yourself. So we're going to connect people to other nonprofits in the city, get people more engaged.
All right, awesome. Well, continue the great work. Pleasure to have you guys here with us. I'm sure somebody will be there on Sunday to capture the events happening. So Sunday, July 4th, noon, Manning Field, marching to Wyoma Square. If you're not doing nothing, go check them out for a couple hours, and then you could go barbecue afterwards, all right? You guys have been watching the Lynn Lowdown. Have a great day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No problem. Now time for local events from the community calendar. Tomorrow from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m., opening night of the Gallery of Lynn Arts Memoirs exhibit will be showcased. Memoirs is a showcase of the diversity of amateur and professional artists in a variety of media, painters, sculptors, musicians, writers, dancers, and other performers. The exhibit will go on until August 6th. For exhibit hours, visit the Gala website at www.galleries@lynnarts.org. Beginning on July 7th, the Unified Basketball Program will host a 4-week basketball program every Monday and Wednesday nights from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. at Flex Pond basketball courts. The program is for grammar school ages 6 and 10, and middle and high school participants will be put through passing drills, layups, dribbling, foul shooting, and scrimmages. Players should bring their own water, and registration will take place on July 7th. For more information, contact Lisa Nerick at 781-477-7096. Also on Wednesday, the Lynn Parks and Recreations will host its evening tennis program from 4:30 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. at the Bowser Complex on O'Callahan Way. The program will go on until July 30th and will run every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The MURAL celebration, which was supposed to take place yesterday, has been moved to Wednesday, July 7th from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. at Ernie's Harvest Time. Michael Agahowa and Senda Dawn will reveal their mural that was made possible by the Public Art for Spatial Justice grant. The Salvation Army Food Pantry will go on from Tuesday through Friday from 12 p.m. until 3 p.m. at their Franklin Street location. Residents are encouraged to come with a clean trunk and bring proof of address. For more information, visit the Salvation Army website at salvationarmy.org/Lynn. To find out more about the community events, visit lyntv.org and click on the community calendar. Thank you for watching the LCTV News. Make sure to subscribe to the LCTV Facebook page as well as the LCTV YouTube channel. Also visit lyntv.org to watch any show at any time on your computer, phone, or tablet. I'm Mukala Kabongo. Have a great day.